What's good, Panther Nation? It's your boy Myron McRae, aka Tornado McRae, across the skies of the internet, here with another episode of Panther Pride TV. Your one-stop shop for all your Panther notifications and your Panther obligation. Happy Friday to all of y'all, man. Hope y'all are having a great Friday. Hope y'all have had a smooth week. Hope everything's been going smooth. And you're starting to celebrate spooky season and get everything right. I know I probably will be watching some old school like Disney Channel movies or cartoon movies or horror movies or whatever. Halloween. I know I'm going to be watching some Halloween movies tonight. So have a good day. Have a good week. But guys, let's go ahead and get into today's docket. Got a few things I want to say before we head into the weekend. And the first thing is, what do I want to see from Carolina on Sunday versus Miami? I have a few things that I would like to see Carolina achieve in Miami's game. I think doing this can put us in a great position to win Sunday. I don't think this guarantees a win, but I definitely feel like doing this as a team will put us in a great position to beat Miami on Sunday. So that's why I have these things. But I have 5 things. Here's the list. Here's what I want to see on Sunday. So, number 1, I want to see Bryce Young at least throw for at least 200 passing yards and 2 passing TDs. I think that will get everybody in rhythm. I think that'll look good for everybody as well as Bryce. Having 202 passing TDs, offense is moving down the field. That's 14 points right there. And I think just being methodical with the drives overall. Not forcing, it doesn't all have to be T-Mac. You can pass it to everybody else, spread the ball around, get everybody in rhythm, and do your thing. So I would love to see that. Also, I would love to see us achieve 125 rushing yards as a team. So basically, Rico and ETN and even Bryce included, if he has a scramble, get 125 rushing yards. I know that's asking a little much with Chuba and the calf strain, but I do think that is very possible. And I think it would just help just continue to balance and keep everything going in the right rhythm and flow. This next one is huge to me. Complete 60% of third down conversions. We have only done that in one game so far this year, man.
Nani?
Yeah. We've only done that in one game so far this year, and we actually lost that game. We did that game, I want to say it was, hold up one second. Yep, as I'm looking back now, the only time we did that was actually against Jacksonville in the first game of the year. We have not completed over 6% third down. Actually, we didn't even complete 60%. We completed just at 55% because it was 8 of 15, so right around there, just above 50%. So I'd like to see us get 60% on third down conversions. I think that is a huge area we are lacking in, is just third down conversions and putting ourselves in achievable situations. And a lot of it stems from either A, we don't call the right play on second down, or B, when we are in third in close situations, we get a penalty, like a false start, a holding, so then we have to go back in third and long, and we can't do that. We genuinely can't do that. And then next, I would love to see the D-line accumulate at least 2 sacks. We have not been able to get pressure on the quarterback like that, or not even bring them down when we have collapsed the pocket and done what we need to do. So I would love to see them get 2 sacks at minimum. And finally, hold Miami to a fewer than 175 pass yards. I get they lost Tyreek, but they still have Waddle. They still have Waller. They still have a crew of people that can be threats. And I don't want to see them still go off for more than that. Our average is 198. I want us to be way under that. Like 175 is the max I want Carolina to give up. So those are my 5 things I'd love to see. That's my heart's desire. Do I think doing this will guarantee a win? No, because it's the NFL, it's football, things happen, blase. But I do think doing these things can put Carolina in a good position to win the game. Is it asking for a lot? Possibly. Do I think it's achievable? Yeah, especially against this Miami team. Now, if you were to say to do this against Buffalo or the Eagles, yeah, I'd be honest and be saying I'm asking for a lot too. But, hey, I'm sitting there and putting out the goals for Carolina, and I'm putting out something that's like, hey, listen, this may be a little bit of a stretch, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? It's not out. It's not like I'm asking Bryce to go out and give me 350, and I'm asking the rushing game to go give me 250 with it. Yeah, nah, that's just with this current state of this team, that would be stupid, and that's impossible right now. So that's where I'm at, guys, and that's how I feel, and that's what I'm thinking. But speaking of Sunday and whatnot, T-Mac has spoken on Jimmy Horn ahead of Jimmy's debut, because we all know Jimmy's finally going to get some PT this week. And what does one rookie have to say about his fellow rookie teammate? And here it is. T-Mac says, I feel like we all specialize in different things. Obviously, everybody knows his potential. He's fast, he's crafty, good route runner, but I feel like he's got that dog in him. So, he's really just been waiting his turn, and he has a chance to go out there Sunday and show off his talents. And truth be told, couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. I am really hoping for Jimmy Horn to show off his talents, show off his skill set, and prove why we should have been playing him. If not even in like a starting receiver role, at least in a situational role. Because the man is very fast. The man is very capable of catching the ball. The man is very capable of just being a returner and a threat over the top. And in my opinion, sometimes when you have a speedster like that, even if he's not getting the ball, having him run down the field, teams have to account for that. Because teams have to account for that, they have to play deeper. That opens everybody up more underneath the middle. So it pays to have a speedster on the field. For years, that worked with Deshaun Watson. For years, it worked for Tyreek Hill. I mean, not Deshaun Watson. For Deshaun Jackson. That never worked for Deshaun Watson. But for years, it worked for Deshaun Jackson. Just take the top off the defense. Go do what you do. For years, it worked for Tyreek Hill, and it still works for Tyreek Hill. Shoot, 2015, that worked for us with Ted Ginn Jr. Ted Ginn Jr. would take the top off the defense. That would open up Greg Olsen, Jericho Country, and everybody else underneath. So, even including Devin Funchess too. So I don't know why they've been waiting so long to get Horn on the field when you could have been utilizing his speed like that. You put Horn out there, you have Renfro out there, you have T-Mac out there, you get Coker back, you have Xavier out there. Like, you can really have a mixed match of players, and that's not even including the tight ends too, like Sanders and Trimble, Mitchell Evans, and whatnot. You have a mixed match that you could really create advantages for everybody because they have to account for every archetype. You have Renfro, who is the savvy vet in the slot, who may not beat you all the time with his speed, but he beats you with his cuts. You have T-Mac, big body. You go up, he can go get it. You have Jimmy Horn Jr., speed, agility, can take the top off and beat you in just straight out flat speed. Now, you have these things, and then you have Trimble and Jatavian Sanders, who are the tight ends, the big bodies that can do what they do. You have Xavier, who's another big body, who is a possession receiver, needs to get back right. And then you have Coker, who is essentially the new Adam Thielen. He can take the top off the defense. He can sit in the slot. He can sit in the hole. He may not be as savvy as a Renfro, but he can do what he do to get open. And he has the speed like Jimmy Horn, like a step below a Jimmy Horn. So he's kind of a Swiss Army knife, if you will. All of these players on the field at the same time, you can really create a bunch of different matchups. And so I'm so happy that Jimmy's finally getting in, and I really think his presence can help, and teams have to account. Because if they don't, Jimmy Horn can just be deadly. He can be deadly, bro. But we'll see how it goes, and hey, I'm just going to be optimistic and hope that everything goes smooth for Jimmy and he just shows out the way he can. I'm really happy for him, though. And thirdly, one of y'all's favorite segments we do every Friday, it's time for another Panther. It was time for another Would You Rather Panthers edition. And I think I picked a good one this week, guys. So I want to know if you right now could make this change and insert this person on the team right now, who would you take? And the would you rather is, would you rather have prime Mike Shula as our new offensive coordinator or prime Steve Wilks as our new defensive coordinator?
NANI?
Almost pressed the wrong button. But yes, that is the question. Mike Shula, we all know he was here from 2013, 2017. Coached our offense up to Cam's MVP year. Was very innovative and knew when to do what to do. And then we know about Steve Wilks. We know how great of a defense he can coach. We know what he can bring to the table. So I asked the question, would y'all rather have Mike Shula as our new offensive coordinator or Steve Wilks as the new defensive coordinator? And if you're asking me, man, dang, this is actually kind of tough. I actually would take Steve Wilks as the DC.
NANI?
I would take Steve as the DC because under Steve Wilks, defense was always solid in my mind. And I'm not saying Mike Shula can't create a great offense. I'm not saying that at all. Shoot, his offense helped Cam Newton win a Super Bowl. But I know for a fact Steve Wilks' defense would still be perfectly fine. I know Steve Wilks would have us in prime position and we'd be good. Even on our worst days, we'd still have a chance to win with his defense. It's not the way I want because I know how much work Steve's defenses went through and the offenses were stagnating and things of that nature. But even when our offenses were bad, Steve Wilks could sit there and have a defense keep us in a game. And he's still doing that out in San Francisco. I want to say he's still coaching out in San Francisco, right? Hold up. My fault. He's out there. He's with New York now. But even in New York with the Jets, he's still doing solid. So overall, I would take Steve Wilks. That's just me. But y'all let me know. Who would y'all choose? Mike Shula as the new offensive coordinator right now? Or would you have Steve Wilks as the new defensive coordinator right now? I want to know what y'all thoughts on that one here. And then, time for our Panther freeze frame of the day. And honestly, I just saw this from practice yesterday. It looks like hitting Hooker and some players are just dancing around, having a good time. I just thought this was fun. I just thought it was cool. Sometimes you just got to have something that makes you smile and makes you laugh and brings joy to you. It brings joy to you. So now to the freeze frame of the day. I just like this photo. Seems like a real fun time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for y'all segment. It is time for Panther Nation to speak their truth, man. So let's go ahead and get into these comment sections real quick. And this first one is a long one. I'm letting y'all know now. This first one is a long one, so I want y'all to know that. First one comes from Gloves It's Plural. My man says, I can fix the Panthers in 2 moves. 1, Tepper does nothing and stops anybody from making big moves. 2, Tepper tells everybody he's doing this. There's 4 major issues. 1, the program is chaos. 2, Dave and Bryce don't trust each other, which leads to poor play calling and performance. Can't change play caller at this point because you need stability. More on this below. 3, rookie defenders aren't getting playtime for injuries. So, first thing, solution. Stop firing people. Can't fire Dave because he hasn't had enough time. Can't fire Bryce because he could still be the guy. There's too many questions around him still. You can't draft a new quarterback because it'll be the same thing. Can't fire Avero because he set up the defense in a really unique way that not many other people can adapt to. Heard this on a podcast and I don't get it, but I believe it. 2, solution. Tell them both they are stuck here unless they quit. They can't because they both look terrible right now. Now they're forced to learn to trust each other or both of their careers are tanked. 3, you already fired DJ Johnson. Now Farrell has to start playing, scoring Princely and Christensen. 4, Maybe fire some of the trainers because these injuries are crazy, but people are getting healthy again, which is giving Bryce options to throw. You're also going to have way better draft slots at the end of this season than last because we haven't turned away all of our draft real estate. If we play it like doo-doo equals keep everyone. Let Dan go crazy in the draft again like he did this year. If we win equals who cares anyway. I'm going to say this. One, I appreciate the thorough, explanation. And I like the breakdown of what he's saying. And I get what he's saying. Basically, it's like, all right, bro, we gonna sit there, force y'all to work this out, or both of y'all could get out. It makes sense. I do like that with Dan and Bryce because there does seem to be a slight disconnect. Vero, I get why he said you can't fire Vero because Vero had to set it up a certain way. And basically firing Vero would reset the entire defense, and now you're going to have to come up with a whole new scheme and a whole new play call. So I might not fully agree with it, but I see the point he's making, and it is a solid point. It is a solid point to make. I 100% agree with solution one, stop firing people off rip, because I've told y'all before, patience is a virtue, and if you want to build something, you have to go through the growing pains. I know it sucks, bro. I understand it, but you don't build a dynasty in one season. You just don't. And like him, I don't believe Bryce has been given enough time. I don't believe Dave has been given enough time to be consistent with the same. But there is one thing I have been seeing, and people are saying it's the personnel we put on the field. That is part of it. They have to figure out how to get the right personnel and stop going with what's comfortable and go with what is right. Like, for example, how all of us have been saying, get Jimmy Horn on the field. It took injuries to get him on the field. And if it goes well this weekend, and if it goes well this weekend, and then we get more players back, you can't go back to not getting him on the field. So I like that. And then the trainers, I agree with that too. As I said in the last video, some of these trainers, for some reason, we seem to be getting injured a lot. We do seem to be getting healthy, but there just seems to be a weird disconnect. And I think upgrading trainers, upgrading treatment facilities, and things of that nature could help reduce the number of injuries. So, hey, man, I appreciate this one. I really like this one. Number 2, comes from Frederick L. Padrino. My man says, we didn't have an all-defensive draft under Ron Rivera. And he is correct. I did misspeak, and the guy in the comment of the last video did misspeak. We had one draft where we took only one offensive player. I want to say it was the 2016 NFL draft under Rivera, because I was sitting there when I saw this comment. I went back and looked, and let's see. Yeah. So the 2016 draft, the draft after we went to the Super Bowl, we went defensive tackle with Vernon Butler, James Bradley at DB at corner, Darryl Worley at corner, Zach Sanchez at corner, and then Bo Sandlin in the 7th round at tight end. And I was thinking of that draft because I was like, yeah, 2016 we went all defensive. But then I forgot about Bo Sandlin. So, Frederico, I apologize. I did misspeak. You are right. We never did have a all defensive draft under Rivera. I think the second closest one we did, because Rivera was here from 2011 to 19. And I'm looking. Yeah, the second closest to an all-defensive draft is probably 2013, because we got Star Latuile, Kawan Short, Edmund Kigbula, A.J. Klein, and then Kenyon Barner. So 3 defensive, 2 offensive, and whatnot. But yeah, we almost had an all-defensive draft. That'd be nice. That would be nice. I maybe I'm just wishful thinking. But, yep, you are right there, sir. Cannot disagree with that. And then, thirdly, comes from the Ally AZ1. She says, I think we let ETN be the number 2 behind Rico and let Chuba rest this week. Honestly, I'm not against it. I don't want Chuba to be hurting. And if it's a calf injury, and if it's still hurting by Saturday, just go ahead and sit him down. Honestly, if it's still hurting by the end of today, go ahead and just sit him. Go ahead, announce he's out, and sit him for the week. Don't even worry about it. We ain't even got to stress. You know what I mean? And I know there's going to be some gamesmanship about it, and Canales is going to try to play like the Patriot game where, we're going to keep him up until the last second, or whether he's in or out just to make Miami game plan for him. But if he's not good by the end of today, go ahead and sit him down. But, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom so you can always be notified when these videos are dropping. Next, comment below and let me know, what are the 5 things that you want to see from Carolina on Sunday? What do you feel about T-Mac's thoughts on Jimmy Horn? And do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? So on and so forth. And lastly, which would you choose to be on the Carolina Panthers right now? Prime Mike Shula as offensive coordinator or prime Steve Wilkes as our defensive coordinator? Let me know in the comment section below, because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Much love to all you Panther Nation. Take care. Later days. Have a great weekend. Keep pounding, and I'll see you next time. Also, I think I'm going to do another watch party. I didn't do one last week. Birthday, a whole lot of stuff was going on, but I think I'll do a watch party on Sunday. And I'll try and leave that in the comment section. For some reason, last week when I was trying to leave it, or the week before, it wasn't popping up in the comment section. So I'll do my best to try to leave the Discord in the comment section this time. It'll be from my personal channel, Tornado McRae. I'll just put the Discord if I decide to do the watch party. All right? All right, y'all. Love y'all. Later days. And as always, keep pounding. I'll see you next time.